Good day. This is Michael Fitch, Executive Director of TASO, and I will be giving you your 25-26 baseball staff report. Let's start by looking back at our paid membership. In 2024, we had a total of 2,311 paid members. And in the 25 season last year, we were down just a little bit, 2,287, which was down 1.2%. Not a large drop, but certainly we want to be going the other direction. 17 of our chapters gained in membership numbers and 17 dropped in membership numbers. And one had no change at all. Here's a graphical representation of our trend since 2018, which seemed to be our high point. We started dropping in 19, and then, of course, 21 was the COVID year. Actually, some of 2021 was our COVID year. Then we started bouncing back, and we were on an upward trend until last year. Hopefully this year we will be able to reverse that and head back in an upward direction. Retention is always an important number. So how many members are we keeping from one year to the next? So from 24 to 25, in 25 we were retained 80% of the members that we had from 2024. This is just about average with the other TASO divisions. New member retention is also a very important number. From the 2024 new members who returned in 2025, we were able to retain 48% of those members. Once again, that is just about average, not only with the other TASO divisions, but nationwide. Most organizations will lose almost half of their members the first year, and then the second and third year they'll lose even more. So that's why it's critical that we try to keep our members through 3 years. Once we keep them 3 years, we have a good chance of keeping them long term. Next year, in the 26-27 school year, the 27 baseball season, will be the first of our scheduled fee increases. So fees will go up $5 next year, not this year. New for this year, we were able to get some revisions made to the scratch policy. It's not everything we wanted, but it is certainly better than what we had before. Here are just a few of the highlights of the scratch policy. Number one of our problems previously was there was never a definition of when the officials were deemed accepted by the coaches. It is now well defined in Section 1204 of the UIL Constitution and So once an official has been accepted, then if a coach wants to scratch the official, it requires a reason. And also the scratch has to be made on the UIL scratch form, and they have to give a reason and document why they are actually doing this scratch. We've also been able now to codify when payments are made for canceled games. We had a handshake agreement with the UIL that worked okay for several years, but now it's in writing, something that we can hang our hat on. So there is a policy for canceled games for both weather-related and non-related. So for more details on this and for more details on any of the other changes in the scratch policy, you can go to the UIL website, go to the Constitution Contest Rules, and it's under Section 1204. TASO now has an app. Hopefully you know that. It is available both in iOS and Android. So if you do not have it, If you go to either the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, it's just called TASO. So you can find it there. There's no charge, and you can download the app. Here's some screen representations of things you can do in the app, but basically anything that you have previously done on the web-based site, you can now do in the app. You can take your test, you can watch your training videos, you can renew your membership. Anything that we've done in the past on the website, you can now do in the app. So starting this year, we are no longer printing the plastic card TASO IDs. If you are an active member, in the profile section of your app, you will see a picture, your picture. If you're not an active member, it will not show up. Now, if you are an active and you're not seeing it, it could be that your chapter has not submitted photos. So if you need a photo, it needs to be submitted by your chapter. Don't send it in yourself. We can't take 17,000 individual pictures coming in. The chapter officers know the procedure and the formatting that we require. So get with them and get your photo to us. As you probably know, hopefully you know, TASO is very active in the Texas state legislature. We're always promoting bills that are good for officials and fighting bills that are not. We found an existing loophole in the Texas law which required a spectator to have a verbal warning before they were removed. And I don't know that any of us even knew that was there. I sure didn't. But we now were able to get that removed where a verbal warning is no longer required before a spectator could be removed by the game administration. Now, please, please, please do not read this as a license for you to engage directly with spectators. Umpires should never, ever engage with spectators. Go to the game administrator, go to the head coach, whoever you need to do, but nothing good will ever become of you getting involved verbally or even non-verbally engaging with a spectator. Let's just get rid of that. So I'm often asked, what can you say to a spectator? Well, here's an umpire sitting there holding his face mask, and that's exactly what you say. Not a darn thing. So also in the Texas legislature last session, Senate Bill 3372 was passed. Now, we really had nothing to do with that, but it did have some unintended consequences on officials. What this bill was aimed to do is to restrict school administrators from being paid for doing work with other educational software. Now, some schools were reading this that also precluded a school administrator from being paid as an official. Well, we worked directly with the author of the bill, and we now have a copy of a letter of legislative intent, which certainly indicates that this does not apply to officials. Now, this late in the school year, hopefully we've cleared all this up. But if you are a school administrator and this does come up, let us know. We can get you a copy of the letter of intent. It's also very, very important that you complete instant reports and you do it within 24 hours. It used to be 48. It was recently changed to 24. So we need to get those instant reports, especially if they involve an ejection, done as quickly as possible so that if there's any work that needs to be done on that ejection, that the TASO staff and the UL have a chance to deal with it. That's very, very important to you remember that you cannot reverse an ejection. You cannot, your chapter cannot. Once a player or a coach has been ejected, then it's done. It cannot be reversed. Every year it seems that we have an ejection, and later on in the game or that night, the umpire starts having second thoughts. So they'll go to the coach, says, coach, maybe I was a little too quick on that. I'm not going to turn in a report. Let's just play like it didn't happen. Well, that just doesn't work because everybody's filming that game. Every mom and dad is filming that game. The opposing players, the team that they're playing next, is probably their scouting. Everybody knows that the player or the coach was ejected. So once that's done, it cannot be reversed. However, like all policies, there are exceptions. And here are the only two exceptions. Number one, if you misidentified a player. So let's say that there was a little scuffle and you ejected player number 21 because he was involved in the scuffle. And later, after looking at video, we find out that it was number 27. We can get with UIL and get that ejection put with the correct player. Also, if a ejection is a result of a rules misapplication, we can deal directly with that. Now, again, you cannot do it. So if this happens, either one of these instances happen to you, then you need to get with your chapter officers. They know the process on being able to work with the TASO staff to get that ejection rescinded. Again, only the UIL can rescind the ejection of a player from a public school, and only TAPS can do it for a private school. We talk a lot about on reporting incidents, reporting bad behavior. I don't think we celebrate the good sportsmanship enough. I'm confident that there are many cases where you'll go out to work a game, you'll be met by somebody, you'll be provided water, Gatorade during the game, maybe an escort to the car afterwards, just taken good care of. We need to celebrate that. So there is a good sportsmanship form. If you go to the TASO website at the same place where you find the incident reports under game reporting, you'll find a report for good sportsmanship. Now, this, just because you didn't get particularly yelled at or mistreated would not qualify this. But if you were made to feel exceptionally welcome and respected, then we want to know about that. So please go to the page and fill out those forms. Let's celebrate those good happenings. Let's stay focused this year, especially on something I refer to as rules IQ. We're going to make mistakes and judgment calls. We're going to occasionally be out of position when we have to make a call. That's just part of being human. But there is no reason ever to not know a rule. Please get in that rule book, study that rule book. We owe that to the student athletes of Texas, that we know the rules and we're going to enforce the rules properly. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about the Texas way for just a moment. Last year in the 25-26 school year, the baseball division had a 61% participation in the Texas way. That was higher than the TASO average, so congratulations, baseball, for getting on that and doing a good job. Now let's look at ejections. Last year, we saw player ejections go down by 27% in baseball, a nice little decrease. Cumulative for all sports, player ejections were down 13%. Coaches' ejections dropped 26% in baseball and 12% over all sports. And finally, spectator ejections dropped 40%, and cumulative, it was 28% over all sports. Those are good numbers. So let's look at school participation. Last year, during the 24-25 school year, 46% of the ISDs in Texas participated in the Texas way. Now, for you math majors out there, you understand that that means 54% of the schools did not. Now, this statistic just absolutely blows my mind. Of the 54% of the school districts who did not participate in the Texas Way, those schools had 91% of all of the ejections. Just think about that for a minute. 54% represented 91% of the ejections. That's quite a number if you just think about it. So you tell me, does the Texas Way, is it making a difference? I don't know about you, but I sure think it is. So if you completed your Texas Way certification last year, this year you'll find a recommitment video that we're going to ask you to watch. It's much shorter. It's just about 10 minutes long. So please go into your members portal and view the recommitment video. Now, if you did not complete the Texas Way certification in 24 and 25, that certification is still available in your members portal, so you have a chance to go back and do it. So you will find these videos in your members portal under other training in your sports clinic section of your app or the members portal on the website. Now, if you completed it and you're not seeing credit for it, we are having just a few issues on the reporting, so bear with us and we will get it all straightened out in the next few weeks. So last year we sent Texas Way pins to your chapters for all of it, everyone who completed it last year. If you have completed the Texas Way since then, soon, sometime in the early part of the baseball season, we will be running another report. And if you did not get one last year, if you completed the Texas Way since then, we will send a pin to your chapter. Now, remember, this applies to all sports. So if you got a Texas Way pin in another sport that you might officiate, you won't get another pin for baseball. There's only one pin per member. So let's refocus, let's recommit in rules and mechanics and just serving the Texas student athletes in a game that we all love. If you have any questions, please send those to baseball@tasso.org. Thank you for your time today. We hope you have a great season. And again, we are here if you need us. Just contact us at baseball@tasso.org. Have a great day.
It's a trap!